No one knows their name, no written word captured their first breath. But there was a moment, tens of thousands of years ago, when a human, not yet knowing what human meant, opened their eyes to the world. They stood upright, gazing at a sky that had no names. The stars above had no constellations. The rivers had no maps. The earth was silent. Yet inside that one fragile body, something had changed. There was thought, memory, imagination. This was no ordinary animal. This was Homo sapiens, the thinker, the dreamer, the one who could wonder why. And in that moment, history began. At first, we were wanderers, nomads of necessity. Survival was a full time job. But we had a weapon no beast could match: the mind. With sharpened stone, we carved bones into tools. With sticks and sparks, we tamed fire, not just for warmth, but for protection, for cooking, for gathering. With fire, we began to change nature itself. We lived in small tribes, families huddled together in caves under stars. We hunted mammoths, gathered berries, learned the language of the seasons, and slowly we began to communicate, not just with sounds, but with stories. Paintings of animals and warriors appeared on cave walls across Europe, Africa, and Asia. These were not doodles, they were memories made immortal, the first spark of culture. Then we left home. Around 70,000 years ago, small bands of humans began to walk out of Africa, across rivers, jungles, mountains, and tundra. We spread across the Middle East into Asia through Europe. Eventually, we reached the frozen land bridge that connected Siberia to the Americas. Others set sail to Australia long before compasses ever existed. With every step, we adapted. Skin darkened or lightened depending on sun exposure. New languages emerged. We hunted camels in the desert, seals in the Arctic, and bison on the plains. Every continent we touched, we changed, and the world changed us in return. Then came a moment more powerful than fire or steel. We stopped chasing food and started growing it. Around 12,000 years ago, near the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, humans planted the first seeds: wheat, barley, lentils. They tamed wild grasses and with them tamed their fate. Villages rose where the soil was rich. We domesticated animals: dogs, goats, sheep, and cattle. For the first time in history, we stayed in one place. We built walls, homes, fields, markets. Farming gave us food gave us time, and time gave us civilization. The first cities emerged: Uruk, Jericho, Mohenjo-daro, Memphis. We built temples that pierced the sky, ziggurats and pyramids in reverence to invisible gods. Our minds birthed myths of creators, sun gods, serpent demons, and life after death. We needed order, so we invented laws. The Code of Hammurabi carved justice in stone. We invented currency, calendars, and writing systems, cuneiform, hieroglyphs, scripts etched on bamboo, bones, and silk. Trade routes stretched across continents. Gold, spices, silk, and ideas passed from hand to hand. And as some cities prospered, others conquered. Empires rose: Egypt, Sumeria, the Indus Valley, Shang China, the Olmec. They waged war and wrote poetry. They built armies and libraries. For every sword, there was a scroll. Some humans turned inward. They asked questions that couldn't be answered with stone or fire. Who are we? Why do we suffer? What is the soul? From the Ganges to Athens, minds like Confucius, Siddhartha Gautama, Socrates, and Lao Tzu emerged. They challenged kings, questioned gods, and introduced something new: the search for truth. We created schools, universities, and systems of belief. Some turned to faith, others to reason, and most walked the space in between. The mind became our new frontier. Then the world changed in a flash. The Industrial Revolution. Steam powered machines. Factories reshaped cities. Time became currency. Coal darkened the skies and powered our dreams. From horse to locomotive, from letter to telegraph, from candlelight to electric bulb. Wars grew bigger, weapons deadlier, and yet so did medicine, democracy, and discovery. In just 2 centuries, humanity created more than it had in 10,000 years. And then we touched the stars. In 1969, Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon, not as an American, but as a human being. From dust to cosmos. Today, we live in the most connected, complex, and curious time in all of human history. 8 billion of us. Different languages, cultures, dreams, yet bound by the same DNA and the same distant past. We carry supercomputers in our pockets. We decode our genes. We build machines that can think. But we also face crises of our own making: climate collapse, wars, division, isolation. We've come far. But the question remains: what will we become? Will we colonize Mars, upload our minds to silicon, discover the answer to consciousness itself, or will we forget where we came from? Because the story of humanity is not written in stone, it's still being written by us, by you. From a silent beginning to a world alive with voices, from firelit caves to global cities lit by satellites, one species, one journey, millions of stories, and the next chapter, it begins now. What will you write into history?